As part of my holiday in England, I wished to see the salvaged naval ship, the Mary Rose, so it was off to Southampton, with my daughter Gail overlooking the Solent.
Mom had her birthday while with us, and we celebrated with supper at the La Margarita, some of us clowning around with the balloons.
During his long service with the Royal Army Medical Corps, covering both World Wars, my father, Henry George Smith, served at the Royal Army Hospital at Netley. The hospital was demolished in the 60s and only the chapel remains. It was well worth the visit for its display of the hospital's history.
To a more ancient part of Netley, the old Roman Catholic abbey, which became a mansion house when handed to a faithful retainer by Henry VIII, and then returned to its religious use before falling into disrepair in the 1800s.
The chain is all that is left of the chain ferry, which operated until replaced by the high-level bridge in 1974.
A day out to the Isle of Wight starts with a high-speed hovercraft trip across the Solent, Portsmouth to Ryde. Our two ladies aboard.
I was about to wave.
Expressions of glee during the trip. It was smooth and all too quickly over.
Looking back at Portsmouth, Randall has captured the Spinnaker Tower within the hovercraft propeller shroud.
Gail in the stocks at Arreton Village, Isle of Wight. Back-chatting your husband was good grounds for a couple of hours here.
Stained glass window in the tiny church in Arreton.
A restored steam train trip took us through the fields and valleys of the east of the Isle of Wight.
A fuchsia seen at some stage and a forest scene.
You're in a delightful cafe. It's time for the trip home. The sea is a bit rougher, but we don't feel it, although the view from our window is now clouded with spray. All too soon, we are back on land at Portsmouth. King Henry VIII, who launched the Mary Rose, stands at the entrance to the museum.
Launched in 1511, sunk accidentally in the Solent in 1545, rediscovered in 1967 and raised in 1982, the salvaged hull will not be open to the public till the new display hall is completed in 2012.
I'm sitting in the ship's surgeon's cubicle, where he also lived. A captain's frock coat from the time of the Mary Rose.
All aboard, me hearties, as Admiral Nelson's figurehead guards his flagship.
It's fantastic that these historical ships are preserved for our viewing. Gail and I prepared to board HMS Victory. The ship's bell and its magnificent pool.
Contrast the frugal main gun deck with the opulence of the captain's cabin.
Then the spacious admiral's quarters. In times of peace, during foreign port visits, the local dignitaries would dine on board with the admiral. Lord Nelson's cradle, with curtains embroidered by Lady Hamilton.
Even the admiral had to cope with some space limitations and sleep right next to a cannon.
Captain Hardy's cradle. Who would have thought that butterflies on the curtains would go with a tough man reputation?
Captain Hardy's day room. And the officer's dining room, complete with a fireplace for warmth in winter.
Standing at a gun port, trying to imagine what life might have been like in a battle.
Onto the upper deck, where we see rows of pikes stored on the mast and lower rigging. The upper masts have been removed for restoration.
Standing where one of England's heroes fell, there is such a sense of history on board this ship.
The huge ship's wheel, near the spot where Nelson fell, and then some views of a cannon deck. Look for the huge ropes to keep the cannon from recoiling all across the deck.
The crew slept in hammocks alongside their cannon, as did the Marines who formed part of the ship's company.
We walk through the rope and sheave lockers towards the kitchen, located in the middle of the ship.
From this kitchen, with its totally enclosed great iron stove, all ship's meals were prepared. Kept alight all the time, it had an ingenious desalinization system built into it. Seawater was boiled in a special still, and the steam collected as drinkable water.
We moved through the most dangerous part of the ship. Cannonball storage, casks of gunpowder and powder bags, correctly weighed out for the different cannon sizes, ready for the powder monkeys to rush to the cannons.
Damage to oak planks resulting from test firing ancient naval cannons in modern times.
2 midshipmen would share this tiny cabin.
The rudder post, with holes for handspikes to turn the rudder if the wheel or connecting ropes seen at the bottom of the post are damaged.
A last view of a gun deck with its low ceiling. As short as I am, I bumped my forehead, leaving me with quite a bruise.
Topside again, another photograph of Spinnaker House as we make our way to the harbour for a cruise.
Our harbour cruise ship, the Ashley R, proudly flying the red duster of the Merchant Navy. A commercial ferry, images of the Spinnaker, and we're soon among the moored naval ships.
HMS Invincible, with the withdrawal of the Harrier jump jets, she has been converted to helicopter operations with a Marine force on board.
We pass a frigate, a destroyer, and a stealth ship. Passing through a small marina, we sail near to HMS Warrior, a steam sail ship, commissioned in 1861 and obsolete by 1883. As usual in this style of vessel, it has a huge figurehead, but we can find no detail of whom it represents.
Last post at 5:30 p.m. A green postbox from the reign of Queen Victoria.
The royal crest over the historic dockyard gates welcomes us at the start of our visit, and we turn and we say farewell as we leave.